Hello, this is Jared playing Shapes 2. Today I'm going to do push and fill. And if that's not too complicated, maybe I'll get the milestone final qualification. I don't know what happens from here or if this is the end of the game, but I'm going to start with clearing the map some and we'll get started. So at this point, I pretty much cleared the map. I have left, of course, my color producing trains down here. So if I need some colors, these trains will be ready. Vortex set up to have trains now able to be dropped directly into it, so we'll be taking advantage of that. So that's cool. That means I don't actually have to anymore produce stuff close to the vortex. So I'll bring that into the plan. Let's start with checking all the things that we want to do, starting with this. Is there pins? Okay, so squares and pins should be pretty easy. I'll go find some squares. I see that might not be enough. I'll find a good source for that somewhere, so sure that it's not too far away. So I see squares here, I see squares here. We'll have lots of options for this. Let's go to train shape mine. That's going to automatically put these shapes on a train. Now we will want to put in pins, so I'm thinking maybe the easier thing to do is simply... Okay, I was like, why is nothing happening? Let's go to the platform for push pin. 4 of these on each side. Connect that like that, connect that like that. That to there, that to there, and then it's on a train. And because this is literally what we want, at least on the first step, let me just get some rail and drop that directly into this guy. Maybe I'll even pre-do a few of these so that they'll be ready. And I think that is it for the beginning. Seeing that there was an update to some of the UI stuff, so we'll be looking at some of that, see if I notice anything along the way. But I think some of the previews, what you get, are supposed to be a bit better now. Oh, yes, nice. Okay, this was seemed to be broken for a while, and now it seems to be good. Now I get a clear indication that what I'm setting is actually correct without waiting for it to go all the way to the vortex. I get that nice green mark, knowing that things are looking good. Okay, what we're going to need to do after this is to make some crystals with purple. So no need to just pause and wait for that to go for a bit. Let's just bring purple a little bit closer to this area. And then unload that. So put that right there. Train going into that. So we'll have 2 lines of that. 4,000 squares needed, so that should not take long at all. Let's go to our, this is where we need to do crystals again, I suspect. I've got liquid going in on the right, so if I just flip this around like this, just trying to decide whether it's worth making 2. Well, let's just make 2, just because we can. That's liquid going in. Let's get rid of this train and send that there. Make sure we don't get right in front of the train, otherwise we'll block it off. We've done that in the past. Oh, forgetting my anchor key. So up there we go. And then let's make a train and engine. So let's load, shape an engine. Bring that so that kind of sits like that. Connect in that and that. Okay, I feel like I'm getting the hang of this game towards the end. So, what's going to happen after this guy? Keep on multitasking this through then. We're going to need white crystals. So what I suspect we're going to have to do is after this, we'd have to put in some more push pins and then put white above on that. So knowing that we need white, let's take one of these trains. Bring it up to the area. We'll at least start the process of getting that out of here. Maybe go a little bit higher up. and unload some of that right there. So that's going to give us white. So we'll do some push pins. Oh, let's have a look to see if we actually get that nice green mark. Love that. Okay, that is nice and clear. That is definitely one enhancement I'm quite happy about. See, everything is lined up with our liquids or fluids, if you want to call them that. Shapes flowing. See a few holes, though. Yeah, that's bizarre. Like, there's a hole right there. I don't know if that was just an initial setup. Anyway, it could be just the initial trains waiting. So that shouldn't take too long. Maybe what I'll do, so a pin's there. Is there any benefit, maybe, going after this in the meantime? I'll look to see if there happens to be this shape somewheres. A quarter circle with quarter square somewhere so we can turn purple. Okay, well, I got lucky here. I found the shape that I need. If I didn't, I wasn't worried about creating this, but since it's there, we might as well just grab it as it is. Double check. It is a square. Yeah, circle, quarter square. Let's bring this. Now we got to make it purple. So let's bring this. I don't know. Cool thing is we don't have to have it close to the vortex, but why don't we just in this case? Let's actually give ourselves a little bit of room. Okay, so that is that. Let's just unload the shapes, and then we'll get to the next thing we need to do. So train, unload, shape. Okay, we'll come back to that. That's nice. At least we don't have to do any shape changing for that. So for this, it's done. Then we need to do the pins and the white. So let's get rid of this. Each one of these would be needing some pins. So let's put some pins in. Platform, push pin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Collect that there. How about we collect that there? And then we want to do our new crystal system. Let's put liquid on the left. Give ourselves just a tiny bit of room. In this case, I'm going to put in our shape first. Then let's bring in the liquid. Get that, connect it into that one. And let's put this on a shape. Oh, that's one of my old setups. Shape in mind. No, I'm getting myself confused. We want to load this into shape and engine. There we are. That's the one. That's my new design. Boom and boom. Put that on the rail link. Okay. Clean that up. Hopefully, actually, again, let's see if before anything, okay, nothing showed up there. Is that just because it hasn't received a shape? Let's go check. Oh, look at that. I did the wrong thing. And it was like, meh, and I get the indication and feedback right away. Okay, that's cool. I'm curious. If I go and do that quickly. Okay, and you still have to wait just a little bit, but you do get that indication. It's green. That means it's good, but we only have half the amount of output. Now we have twice. Let's just double check. Okay, so let's leave that baking there. Come back over here. Where were we on this? I think the purple. So let's grab some purple. I already have one of the purple trains. I do have a second purple train, currently not doing anything, so go up here. Let's go around. Where? Oh, that's not the spot. Okay, over here, perfect. Come into this. Let's unload some liquid. The train unload. So then we want to do some painting. I wonder if that's in the new paint. Okay, we'll put in 2 of these. But liquid's already on the left, so let's just keep it that way. In this case, I'll connect my liquid first, making sure I don't block off the front of the train like I've done in the past. Connect that to there, connect that to there. We could, in theory, just have this go in, but that's no without a train, but that's no fun. Let's do a train, load, shape an engine to this, have these go into there, and have that go into there, and get our rail to go into there. So that should, in fact, again, let's check to see if we've got the green mark. We do not. Uh-oh. Is that because that's probably because the color has not actually arrived. Now that the color has arrived, still nothing. Maybe the first one has to act. No, I feel like maybe we've got something wrong. Is there pins that I did not realize? There's no pins. Circle and square. It's a circle and square. Okay, I'm curious to follow that around to see if it's actually going to deliver something. Because sadly, not getting that nice green mark that I like to have. And I don't know if that's because I've done something wrong, or maybe that's just they haven't quite fixed everything that was broken with that. Let's just leave that and see if we can get something out of it. Coming back over here now. So we've got oh shoot, I need more purple. Why did they require so much purple on these last two things? Because I'm gonna have to take that from the other line. So I think just pins and purple, and then there's that one done. Okay. Maybe instead of producing twice the amount, I'm gonna have to steal some of the purple to do this. Let's take that out. Let's throw our pins on first of all. Platform, push pin. Okay, that did work. So there's just a matter of the green check mark is not working on that section. That's fine. So this is that. Let's just take a break in that other system. Lots of purple there. We'll unload some of it for our purposes here. So train, load. Let's just connect into that. Now, if I see this, it's not actually going into this, but because we have got that green or red marker rather, now I know it is. And we want to do some more crystal production. So this should be, I mean, it's just more crystals and crystals, I guess. Crystals. Oh no, that's crystals times one. We'll do the, I like this one. 1 and 2, so we can double that up. Connect that, make sure we don't block off the train. Boom. Connect that to there. Connect that to there. Take our train. Oh, no, wait. We want to load, shape an engine. Like this. We'll check to see if we get that green check mark in this case. We do not, at least not yet. I know that's because the liquid has not arrived. So we'll give that some time. There's some of the liquid being dropped off. Okay, nice thing is, I actually don't need purple to go up into here anymore. Let's see, where was that? Tracking that back to this point right here. This needs to be white, it seems, so that's easy. We already have a white train ready to be connected, I guess. Let's just go around that. Connect directly into that. I see a purple train. Let's just kill that. Get that, connect it into that. So that should start delivering this guy. And then we need this set up all of a sudden. Okay, so partial green. I don't know why. Everything should be the same. My guess here is that there's just something not quite working 100% with their little change. But I do like it's a little bit better than it seemed to be. Let's see if we can do a double circle. So I would need to find some circles. Get some here, get some here. So let's work on that. Shape in mind. There is that. We'll double this up with some more over here. Now this is being put into a train. I'm thinking let's do this one differently. Let's bring this guy up like this. And let's bring this guy up like this. Get rid of the trains, at least for now. We need to do some stacking. I guess the order's not going to matter. And then we want to do pins. Let's double check if that's actually right. Stack and then pins should be fine. Doesn't matter the order because it's the same shape. Okay, so we'll throw one of the circles there, one of the circles there, that one there, that one there. We'll just directly connect some pins. Push pin. Here, 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 and here. 2, 3, 4. And that's the right object. So then we'll do our train. Oh, keep hitting the wrong ones. We want to load in our shapes like this onto a train. Connecting these 4 there. Those 4 there. I rarely use I only ever use the red train, it seems, other than the actual color system. Anyway, that can start delivering that into there. What have we achieved in the meantime since I've been working on that? Okay, so there is that. Let's look to see that white. Has that made it in? I don't see that any progress has been made. White is arriving, just about switching now. So we just need to wait for that so that can kind of do its thing. Should be progressing on this. Now this guy. How am I going to do this? Let's go back. Remind myself where we are. So we've got this. I wish I could click on this. I could see the different types of shapes. I guess I have to go into here and kind of do this. Okay, catch one of them. Now you don't have a square on top. You just have these crystals. Purple, white, purple, white. Oh, I bet we're going to have to push up the square. Getting rid of the square because at a certain limit. Okay, that's the trick. That's the trick that's going to be done here. I think I understand. Okay, let's get rid of the train. So again, we've got white on the bottom. So we've got purple, white. Sadly, I can't stack, right? Because like you crush things. So I think what's gonna have to be done is we're gonna need to pin, then create purple. So we're gonna have to reuse multiple colors in multiple places. Let's just go through it with it. Platform, push pin. For those, connect, push that in there, push that in there. Now we've got, ignoring the square, we've got purple, we've got white, purple, and then we need one more white. That's all we need. Okay, we've done the pin, so we're gonna need another white train, that's all right. Let's put in the crystals. Put in 2 of these. 1, 2. Okay, connect that into there, that into there. Let's do a liquid unload. Doing this for the train. So unload, whoops. Train, unload. Set that right there. Make sure we don't go, okay. I want to go like this. And this guy into there. I could connect into that white train, but since I've got 2 of every color anyway, might as well plug in one of the white trains that is... oh, we're using 2 white trains. Okay. Then in that case, let's just snag this one into there. So we can start to get that completed. That looks like a crazy thing. Okay, so do we have the right... Oh, hold on. We need to actually follow this through. So we need to have that load it into a shape and engine here. Push that there. Push this there. Connect that. And maybe if I've done all that right, that's going to start delivering the expected thing. We are still delivering this, so I don't want to take that out and start painting that, at least yet. But I could at least bring in the color in the meantime. Nice, we've got this kind of already starting in the right direction. Whoa, whoa, wait, get connected. Okay, so we will want to do some painting around this area. We'll come back to that. What did we complete? Oh, okay, just that was that. So, okay, that being the case, let's unload this. Liquid unload. And instead of putting that in like that, let's just do some painting. My updated version of that. 1, 2. Let's connect in our shapes first in this case. Liquid going in there, liquid going in there. Saving room. Oh, the train. Oh, the train actually does nothing. Let's just get rid of that so we don't get confused. Push that into there, including that guy there, there, and there. And we will do another train just because we've got it. This one, maybe I should have moved this whole thing up, but what I can do is to take that up and just do a cut. We don't have to go that far up, I don't think. Just need to leave a little bit of room for some painting. Should be plenty of room. Let's see, painting. 1, 2 of those. We need to, again, unload. A little bit crammed, but we'll make it work. Okay, don't get in front of the train, though. Otherwise, we'll be blocking it off. Okay, I'm really small area here to work, but let me think. Okay, the ones on the side are gonna have the colors. Ones in the middle we want to target. I'm realizing that there's that distinction. Let's bring that up to there. Combine these like this. And ultimately these need to go into here. So again, doesn't matter what side because they're the same object. This time just paint it. Let's take you guys into there. And we just need to make sure let's go down, up, and into there. And that should start delivering that. And I noticed that we've got, okay, push and fill, like nothing to it. We'll start delivering this. That is this shape here. Now, I believe I can throw this, stack this on. Oh, the train's not actually connected. So I'm going to have to, in order to make this, I think, yeah, I can't throw this on top of something with crystals because it will break. So we'll have to do a push, a pin, and then do white. No, wait. I think what we want to do is do pins, and then we want to put in the shape that we've already created. So this whole setup here, we're done with now. So there'd be no reason why we couldn't take that out. Just to clean the map up while we're finishing this last section. But this is the shape here. So basically, what we're producing, instead of going into the vortex, I'll bring it over here. Let's just do a cleanup of the land in preparation for that. Oh, that's no good. That was our... we need to have white brought into that. Well, let's fix that up. That's important. Make sure the train doesn't get confused there. Doing a jump for no reason. Why not? It'd be fun. Okay, so that will restore the creation of these. They don't actually need to go into the train like that anymore. Let's just try to envision how this is going to work. So we're going to take this shape. It's currently being dropped off there. We're going to have to unload it. So train shape unload. Maybe put that like this area. Then we will want to take the shape and do some pin pushing. Platforms, pin push. Kind of like this, making sure I don't get in front of the train. Combine those together like that and that. Then we want to do some crystals, but we need to stack first before the crystals show up. Is that going to work? I'm actually not certain. I guess we'll find out. I'm kind of curious. I don't know that I've done this before. This may not be working the way I think, but let's just try it. My assumption is that this step, we want to do crystals. We're going to need some white. But we need to, hold on, I need to slow down. Stack first. All stacking needs to be done before crystals. Otherwise, crystals will break. The left side is going to be on top, so I'm going to flip that around so that the left side is going to be what is put on top. So that can go there. That can go there. That can go there, and that can go in there. And then we need to do some crystals with white here. Hold on. I think we may have missed something. Because I don't see anything has been... Oh, you need pins. I don't think I'm making pins. Let's look and see if there's green. There is not a green, probably because the pins are missing. Oh no, wait, we are doing pins. And they're green. Maybe it just hasn't been enough time for it to do its thing, to arrive at the vortex. Train can pick it up. Maybe the train's has some jumps it does along the way. Empty trains. Maybe it's just taking that long. Maybe this literally is the first train. No. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. That being the case, I think it's time for a quick little break. I'm going to let that run out and we'll see about this next section after. Okay. I see that all the trains have arrived, so we want to stop delivering to the vortex. Let's direct that to our drop off for shapes over here. So we should get shapes. Oh, and then we're doing pins. I'm realizing now that I already have pins on that. So let's skip that. So that's going to go into here and do some stacking. And I suspect this guy will be on the bottom. It's meant to be white. Then we want to do some crystals. So put in 2 of these. Let's put liquid on the left. That there. Put that there. Connect our shapes. So at this point, we are only using 1 white train. So let's bring in the other one. Other one is terminating right here. So bring this up to the area. And let's unload this guy. A little bit close. Let's just do this type of thing, maybe. Get the train connected into there. Okay, so... Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have done that exactly. It's fine. We can just make this guy connect there. And let's make this one connect there. And there is the first bit of white from that train being dropped off. Now, this is the part I don't know whether this is going to actually work the way I expect. I'm going to load this into a train, even though it wouldn't take much to just directly connect that. Train, shape in mind. Nope. That's, we want to load in. Oops. There we go. That right there. Connect that into there. Connect that into there. And then maybe if this is right, but we'll find out whether we get a green or not. And not. Is that because it can't actually update yet? And the shapes have not arrived. Maybe. First shapes making their way down the track. Interlacing themselves. All the liquid's ready to go. Liquid is quick to get going. It's just about you guys, shapes. All right, let's follow this guy. Which one are you going to go into? The last one or the second? Yeah, last one. Fair enough. That looks like it. Maybe. Let's see if we get a green. We don't get a green, though. Did I miss something? Maybe I've got it and it just won't show up green for me. So I can't see what I'm missing. We're just putting it directly into the train. Does not have a long way to go. So we just need to wait for one container. 150,000. That's all right though. We did, we have quite the assembly. Oh, I think I noticed the first train that has it. Boom. Is that it? Is this it? Is there anything that comes after this? Or have I just completed the game? I don't know. Just wait till it gets to 1,000. There's 1,000. I'll let this run and I'll be back when we get 150,000. Bugginess, and I noticed that my white train, at least on that side, doesn't seem to be big enough. It's the same thing happening over here. Let's go have a look. Are those trains just shorter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are they all like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? I've been running this whole time with trains that are actually too short. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Okay. I mean, I guess I don't need to do these colors. Let's just focus on the white first. White and white. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, with that, where are we? 82,000. I've been just randomly looking at the map and in awe at how far away. Can you actually zoom and see? No, it just goes like, I imagine every possible different shape and color might be out there. Finding it, probably another story, but anyways, just exploring some part of the games that I haven't really looked at before. Just noticed that little efficiency with the train. All right, I will be back maybe closer to the 150. So we are less than 100,000 away. I've never had to wait for something so long. 150,000. Way more than many other things. Okay, so the limiting factor seems to be the white. It's not just the fact that I need so many, it's the fact that I need all the white. And why is white so expensive? or takes so long. And the reason for that is perhaps the way I had it produced. At this point, I'm producing all my colors, but white's being dropped off here. But the white train needs to do this relay where it needs to go way over here to combine some colors and then drop it off there. And it doesn't always have things available, a bunch of stuff queued ready to go for that side. So back over here, we should get, yeah, we could see that we're not continually filling up the white. But nonetheless, we're going to make it. I don't know if this is going to be the last batch or not. But yeah, that'll go in. We can start getting some crystals. Things were shut down for the longest time. Still a little disappointed that we don't get the green mark for this very final shape that's being delivered. And that'll be loaded into here. I have that done. If I were to continue on, I think, especially if there's going to be lots of things involving white, I would probably look to aim to fix that. One of the things I've never done is the fluid storage. I wonder if using that in between the transfer here instead of doing this type of transfer may have been something a little bit better. But anyways, I don't think there's any point in doing that. So yeah, I think that's going to run without getting to the final thing, unless... Whoa, okay, hold on. Maybe this is it. Oh. Okay, but there's more. Yeah. There it is. Milestone 11. Milestone completed. Unlock your reward in the milestone interface. Final qualification rewards infinite goals. What's that mean? And an upgrade. Final qualification, technology briefing. Congratulations, operator. You passed the final qualification. Continue to improve your operator level to compete against other operators. Unlocked infinite goals. I guess we can just keep delivering stuff we've done in the past. But anyways, shape multiplier, level additional upgrades. What's this? The shape multiplier. Level 1, 350 research points. Don't know what that means exactly. Oh, you can Vortex certified. All right. I'm just curious about that upgrade. The shape multiplier. What is, remind myself before I do an upgrade. It wants me to go from 1 to 2. But what even is the shape multiplier? Let's go back to the basics. We got our stacker, extractor. A multiplier. I don't even know what we're talking about. That's our extractor, a stack. This is one thing I've never actually used. I think there is one case I thought about using this. Belt launcher, belt catcher. Decorations. I've never done, I think I've done the labels in a couple of places. I've never used any of this. Why is that? Conveyor belt. It's just normal belt. I've never... What even is this stuff? And where would I have used this? Decorations, platform, and the multiplier. Hold on. Oh, this is just claiming a few of those. Oh, and what's this down here? Is this just randomized goal? Instead of previous milestone shapes, this goal requires a different randomized shape every level. You can either build it manually or try to build a factory that automatically produces any given shape. Make anything machine. What? Important, these shapes need to be delivered in the correct orientation. Oh, okay. Special rule with the orientation. What? And it's got this little icon here. Another randomized goal. Well, maybe there will be an episode next time. I release episodes generally every Monday. I was wondering if this was going to be one of the last. I also see that there's an like a manufacturer mode that's coming. I don't think it's here yet. So maybe this isn't the last episode. Shape multiplier. I can upgrade it, but what am I even up? I'm going to save that for next time. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you another time. Since you're playing some shapes too.